And now, another informative video from the NASA archives.
A prototype 55-foot boom to deploy the shade was developed from equipment just like that on Skylab. The single boom grew into a twin-pole arrangement by the night of May 16th. Hardware fit was tested at the full-scale Skylab mock-up. Round-the-clock design and manufacturing teams produced a working twin-boom design that weighed 160 pounds, much too heavy. Rework got the weight down to 112 pounds. Structural tests were made. Other personnel searched for tools to free the jammed workshop solar wing that had to operate if Skylab was to have adequate power for experiments and crew comfort. Tools that would work on a long pole were needed to cut through the metal debris that kept the solar wing from deploying. Tree trimming devices were obtained at a hardware store. All available samples of power lineman cable cutters were flown in from a Missouri manufacturer. From these, solar wing salvage tools were developed. Tests were made to determine that the workshop's aluminum skin and insulation had not been seriously damaged by heat up to 325 degrees. Studies were made of the amount of lethal carbon monoxide and cyanate gas that could be present in the space station. Tube samplers were developed for the astronauts to test Skylab for presence of the gases. Support teams were now trying to prepare all of the Skylab repair equipment so that the crew, barred from launch on May 15th and again on May 20th, could fly to the space station on May 25th. The command module mock-up was positioned underwater in the zero-gravity simulator. A solar wing mock-up was installed, enmeshed in wire and other metal debris. Use of the cutting tools to clear away debris from the solar wing mock-up was tested by Skylab crewman Paul Weitz. Procedures for deploying the twin-boom 22 by 24-foot sunshade were checked by astronauts Schweikert, Musgrave, and Gibson on May 18th. Astronauts Gibson and Dean ran through a complete simulation on May 21st. On May 22nd, the shade was deployed vertically at the full-scale Skylab mock-up. Then the operation was repeated in the zero-gravity simulator. The space station repair equipment was ready by May 23rd. Sunshades, booms, and cutting tools were packaged. The parasol developed at Houston was tested there and packed in an existing 52-inch experiment canister. The command module stowage team took stock of the module's more than 800 stowage items, finding a way to eliminate 70 of them so that 150 repair and resupply items could be added. Ground controllers completed repeated remote purges of the space station atmosphere to remove toxic fumes that might be present. As Skylab circled the Earth May 25th on its 156th orbit, the crew and command module were launched from the Kennedy Center by a Saturn 1B rocket. They arrived near the space station by late afternoon. Captain Conrad maneuvered the command module around Skylab to survey its damage. From the command module, Weitz, held at the knees by Kerwin, made an unsuccessful attempt to pry loose the solar wing.